Welcome to Nightmare Story. I'm Lucas, your guide through the shadows. Here the night is quiet, but never safe. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and follow me into the places where forgotten footsteps echo and old fears wake beneath the darkness. This is where sleep meets terror. Are you ready? Tonight we drift into the soft, humming glow of your live stream room, where the LED strips breathe slow gradients of blue and violet, and the world outside your window dissolves into a quiet blur. Your ring light warms your face, your mic rests beneath your chin like a loyal companion, and the gentle hum of your PC fills the space with a steady, comforting rhythm, like a heartbeat made of circuits and fans. You stretch your fingers, crack your knuckles, and settle into your chair as hundreds of tiny usernames begin swirling into the chat window. Little colored dots pop on, one by one, people from everywhere drifting into the safe little digital corner you've built. And for a moment, you feel untouchably normal. But you also know, deep down, you probably won't survive this, at least not emotionally, psychologically, or with your sanity fully intact. You know little things. Still, before anything spirals into the kind of nightmare your future self will desperately pretend never happened, you remind the audience. If you genuinely enjoy my stories, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. A breath, a smile, and then let's ease into tonight's journey together. Your stream boots up smoothly as you lean closer to the mic, whispering your usual warm greeting. Chat floods instantly with greetings, emotes, and the comforting babble of inside jokes. It feels safe in the glowing cradle of your room, wrapped in soft lighting and the illusion that the internet is a warm blanket instead of a labyrinth filled with strange corners. You tilt your head, noticing your viewer count climbing steadily, normal, expected. A few regulars appear. A few new names flicker by. Then one message catches your eye, not because it's flashy, but because it's plain. Inside the walls, nice stretch. Didn't know you crack your left knuckle first. You blink. Your webcam's frame doesn't show your hands. Your knuckles popped below the desk, off camera. You laugh it off lightly, the way any streamer would. Lucky guess, you murmur into the mic. Chat laughs. You laugh. It floats away. But then the message returns. Inside the walls, now wasn't guessing. Also, your right foot is tapping. You freeze your foot. Your audience spams laughing emojis. They think it's a joke, maybe a regular trolling you, maybe a friend messing around. But you shift slightly and glance at your webcam feed. Your foot, like your hands, is completely out of frame. You feel a tickle at the back of your neck, something primal, subtle. A tiny whisper of you are being observed from somewhere you don't control. You swallow lightly and shift in your chair. Your mic picks up a faint scratch as your shirt brushes against it. And almost instantly, too instantly, the chat posts. Inside the walls, careful leaning left, your shirt almost snagged the mic. That comment hits deeper. Too accurate. Too instant. Too specific. Your regulars continue laughing. One writes, "Bro is psychic skull." Another, "Someone give this dude mod powers right now." But you feel the first tug of unease, like someone gently pulling on a thread inside your stomach. You try to keep it light. Someone S got good instincts tonight. Another message slides in. Inside the walls, instinct, number view. You blink, confused by the phrasing. View from where? Chat scrolls too fast for most people to catch it, but you saw it. You shift your angle slightly, curious, a little paranoid, but still telling yourself you're imagining it. You lean forward, trying to brush off the moment with a joke. All right, inside the walls, you chuckle. Are you in my walls or something? The chat explodes with Elmauve. Bro confirmed ghost in the drywall. New ARG just dropped. But the user replies instantly. Inside the walls, finally, you're asking the right question. Your smile drops for half a second, just long enough for the camera to pick it up before you catch yourself. The room feels tighter, smaller, like your LED lights are pushing inward instead of outward. You clear your throat softly, the mic catching the tiny tremor. Okay, buddy, are you messing with me or? But you stop. Because there's movement notification on your phone, your back door camera, a tiny vibration. You glance at the phone off stream. Motion detected, back entrance. Your chat sees your eyes flick off screen and immediately starts spamming. Eyes, what's happening? Mid-scare arc. Jump scare PLS. But then another message. Inside the walls, don't worry. That's not me, not yet. Your throat tightens. You stare at the username. At the simple, dark grey icon. At the plain font. Just a nothing-looking account. But everything in your chest feels wrong. You try to keep the ASMR softness in your voice, swallowing nerves like they're warm tea. All right, chat, let's chill out. Inside the walls is giving me horror movie energy tonight. You force a smile. Your viewers adore you when you're slightly nervous. It's part of your charm, or so they say. But your peripheral vision catches something. The faintest, smallest shift of shadow at the far side of your room. You turn your head, nothing is there. Just your bookshelf. Your posters. Your coat hanging on the hook. Nothing. You exhale, convincing yourself it's just your brain doing that delightful trick where it imagines a monster behind the cereal boxes. Then the user types. Inside the walls, don't look over there. That's not my angle. Your heart stops. What angle? What angle is he talking about? Where is he supposedly looking from? But before your mind spirals too far, the same user types again. Inside the walls, you left your back door unlocked, BTW. This time, the smile breaks completely. Cold sweeps up your spine in a slow-burning wave. Your back door is locked. You locked it. You remember the click. You know you locked it. But your phone's notification is still there. Still glowing. Still telling you someone or something is near the entrance. Your hand trembles as you mute your mic, pretending it's a normal stretch, and chat immediately begs for audio. But you're not thinking about them now. You're thinking about your stairs, your hallway, your back door. You're thinking about angles, viewpoints, eyes, watching, inside, the walls. And as you silently stand from your chair, your floors lightly creaking under your weight, a new message appears on screen. Inside the walls, don't stop the stream. Keep the camera pointed away from the door. You freeze. Your breath halts. Your phone vibrates again. Motion detected. But this time, the message comes with an additional line. Back door, OPNED. Your breath catches in your throat, sticking there like a small, cold stone. The message sits on your screen, glowing in the dim purples and blues of your LED-lit room. You hear nothing, no footsteps, no creaking hinge, but the idea of the door being open sinks its teeth into your spine long before any sound does. You keep your mic muted, pretending you're adjusting something off-screen. Chat is confused, spamming. Where you go? Hello. Mic broke. Bro fell asleep midstream face, with tears of joy. You force your body to turn back toward the camera, keeping your face within its frame. That's what the message asked. Keep the camera pointed away from the door. The command sits on your skin like frost. Your eyes flicker to your second monitor, a split screen showing your streaming software on one side and your home security feed on the other. Your heart gives a lurch when you see the camera feed has frozen on a blurred frame of your dimly lit back door. You tap your mouse. Nothing. Tap again. Still frozen. Then, without warning, the feed unfreezes, and the door is ajar by maybe 2 inches. Your stomach flips. Something warm seems to drain out of your chest and into your toes. You want to stand. You want to run. You want to grab something heavy and lock yourself in the bathroom. But the chat thinks you're doing a bit. And inside the walls sends another message before you can even move. Inside the walls, don't get up, he'll hear you. The he is what makes you feel actually sick. Not they, not someone, but he, a specific person, a shape, a presence. The word lands like a footstep behind your ribs. Chat erupts with theories, jokes, laughing emotes, the whole circus of people who misunderstand fear because they're comfortably on the other side of a screen. They think it's performance. They think it's content. They think you're crafting a spooky moment because it's late and the vibes are good. If only. Your heartbeat turns thunderous in your ears. The room seems to shrink, the LED lights dimming just slightly as if the air has thickened. You glance back toward the hallway, even though your camera angle hides it, and the shadows seem deeper than they were before. You whisper into the muted mic, "What do you want from me?" Your voice is barely audible, even to yourself. As if in response, your floorboards give a soft, hesitant creak from somewhere near the back hallway. Not loud, but not the house settling either. Something with weight, something alive. Your breath trembles against your lips. Messages keep rolling. Bro playing with us. Best stream in weeks, OMG. Okay. Do a jump scare now face with tears of joy. PLS, read my dono. Then the chilling one. Inside the walls. Stop looking at the hallway. Look at me. Your head snaps back toward the main monitor. You stare at the username. Look at me. He types like he's in the room with you, like he sees your eyes moving, like he's giving orders. You unmute your mic with a shaky click. Chat, you whisper softly, trying to make your voice sound calm. I think someone's in my house. The chat blows up instantly. No way face with tears of joy. Bro, the commitment. LUCAS, is that you? Best roleplay award goes to you, sir. Then, of course. Inside the walls, don't talk to them. They can't help you. Your throat tightens. Okay, dude, you say, trying to force a smile that feels glued onto your face. Seriously, who are you? What are you doing? He responds instantly. Inside the walls, checking the angle. Don't turn around this time. Your body floods with cold dread. Your next donation message pops up, the little chime sounding like a scream in the quiet of your room. A $20 dono appears, message attached. Yo, this is amazing acting. Keep it up, LOL. The timing feels cruel. Another soft creak comes from the hallway, closer now. Louder, more confident. You imagine a shoe pressing down slowly on the wood, the weight shifting from heel to toe. You fight the urge to stand and slam your door shut. You fight the urge to call someone. You fight the urge to turn around because you feel eyes on your back now. Heavy, deliberate, lingering. The chat is begging for a scare. Begging for movement. Begging for drama. But the only message that matters is the one from inside the walls. It appears like a whisper sliding across the screen. Inside the walls. He's right outside your room. Don't move. Your breath catches. Your chest feels tight. Your skin prickles as the air shifts, like someone just exhaled behind you. Your phone buzzes again, high and sharp, motion detected. Hallway, you don't look at it. You can't. Every instinct inside you has curled inward like a frightened animal. Then, for the first time, chat goes quiet on its own, not fully, but there's a lull, a hesitation, a drop in energy. Maybe some viewers sense something's off. Maybe silence travels across distance in ways light doesn't. Another message appears. Inside the walls, don't panic. He's going to open your door slowly. Your entire body locks, every muscle going rigid as a statue. The door behind you is closed. You know it's closed. You felt it closed. But then, click. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just a tiny, gentle sound of a door latch releasing. Chat explodes again. What was that? Dude, someone in your house, FR. Wait, that wasn't sound effect. LUCAS, say something. Call police, bro. And then, slowly, with painful, dragging quiet. Creak. Your door begins to open behind you. The sound is soft, almost apologetic, as though the door doesn't want to disturb you, just announce itself. A slow, crawling creak that makes the tiny hairs on your arms lift. as if gravity has reversed only for your skin. You don't breathe. You don't blink. Your eyes stay locked on the monitor, on the blur of chat messages, on the floating usernames, on anything except the widening slice of darkness forming behind you. Your camera doesn't show the door. Your audience can't see a thing. All they hear, through the sensitive condenser mic you stupidly bought during a holiday sale, is the tiny groan of the hinges. Soft, shaky, unmistakably real. The chat goes into a kind of digital hysteria. Bro, what was that OMG? Is this real? Turn around. Turn around. Turn around, LUCAS, turn around right now. WTH, that sounded real. Someone clip that door sound. Your throat is too dry to swallow, but you manage a whisper. Hello. Nothing. Just the sound of your own heartbeat thumping inside your ears like a fist against wood. Another message appears from the only person who seems calm in this entire moment. Inside the walls, don't greet him, he doesn't talk. Your stomach twists. He doesn't talk. The darkness behind you widens as the door drifts open another inch, then another, each one slow enough to feel intentional, controlled, performed. You imagine fingers curled around the door edge, slowly pushing. You imagine breath you can't hear. You imagine a shape, trying to see if you'll react. You keep your head frozen in place. You whisper, mic barely catching your voice. What does he want? Your chat immediately thinks you're answering them. LMAO, this is insane content. Best stream in MONTHS. This is why I stay up for your lives, OMG. He's terrified, bro, rolling. But inside the walls, answers for real. Inside the walls, he likes watching people who don't know he's there yet. A chill slides down your back like someone dragging an ice cube along your spine. The door stops creaking, stops moving. It sits half open, letting a sliver of deeper shadow spill into the room. The kind of shadow that doesn't feel like absence of light, but presence of something else. You try closing the stream. You try moving your mouse. Your hand shakes violently, cursor slipping around the screen. Chat thinks you're doing a bit. Someone donates $5 saying, "This acting is crazy, bro, take my money." You don't react. Because behind you, something shifts. Not big. Not loud. Just a weight, like someone leaning slightly to one side, redistributing their balance. Your chair trembles almost imperceptibly. Your blood turns to static. You mutter, "Please go away." Chat explodes with laughing emojis. They think you're role-playing fear. They think you're giving them a midnight thriller. They think you're safe. But inside the walls replies. Inside the walls, he can hear whispering, talk normally. Your lips tighten. Your voice rises to a shaky, too loud tone. I'm okay, chat, you guys got me. Good prank. Good job. Wow, so spooky. Your fake laughter cracks mid-sentence. Your viewers flood messages. Bro is shaking, loudly crying face. Now he really scared while. Turn the camera around you. Stop dragging this bit lol. The door behind you gives a tiny jolt. Like a foot just brushed against it. You flinch. Your chair bumps the desk. The mic pops with a small thud. Inside the walls types. Inside the walls, don't move again. The words feel like fingers gripping your shoulder, cold, stiff, unyielding. Another creak. Slow. Wet. Like the wood itself is trying not to scream. The door opens wider. Your mind scrambles for logic. Maybe a draft. Maybe the AC. Maybe gravity. But you already know the truth. You felt it in the way the floor groaned. You sensed it in the heaviness behind you. You know someone is standing in the darkness of that hallway. Listening. Watching. Waiting. Please, you whisper again, barely audible. This time, it's not for chat. Not for the camera. Not for entertainment. It's for survival. Your stream, of course, has no idea. Someone donates $50, message attached. If this is acting you deserve, an award, holy crap. You feel sick. Your eyes drift again, against your will, to the frozen black slice behind you. You don't turn your head. You don't even breathe too deep. But your peripheral vision picks up something. A blur. A slight alteration in the dark. A curve where the dark used to be flat. Another message. Inside the walls, there he is, don't react. Your ribs tighten around your lungs. Your hands turn numb. You feel the world narrowing to a pinpoint of sound and terror. You are not alone. You are not safe. You are not acting. Your viewers enjoy the show, completely unaware the show has begun staring back. And then, slowly, silently, a shadow moves inside the deeper dark of the hallway. Not shifting like light. Shifting like a person, swaying gently as they stand. Your vision blurs with adrenaline. And inside the walls, whispers across your screen. Inside the walls, he's stepping closer, don't scream. The air behind you thickens. Not metaphorically, not imagination, but in the way you feel humidity before rain. The way you sense someone leaning over your shoulder, even when they make no sound. You don't turn. You don't breathe too deeply. Your body goes still, frozen in the glow of your monitor, as if movement itself might break whatever fragile barrier is keeping the moment from collapsing into something worse. Chat keeps doing what the internet does best. Misreading panic as performance. Yo, what was that shadow? Bro, I swear, I saw something. Nah, chat is trippin'. This is peak horror. Turn around, turn around, turn around. But the only message that matters slips in with eerie calm. Inside the walls, he's in the doorway, don't acknowledge him. A pulse of cold rolls through you. Your fingers twitch in your lap. Doorway. He's in the doorway. Your eyes stay glued to the monitor, but every instinct, every survival mechanism your ancestors ever evolved, is begging you to run, to scream, to do something other than sit here and wait. But your fear pins you down, like invisible hands on your shoulders. Another small shift of weight behind you makes your chair tremble. Not enough for Chat to see. Not enough for a ghost story. But enough for you to feel it vibrate up your spine. You swallow, your throat dry, cracked, useless. Chat, I'm not kidding, I'm not. You stop. Because the mic catches it. A faint, slow exhale that is not yours. A sound so soft, so low, that the only reason you hear it is because the room is dead silent, except for your trembling breath. Chat reacts instantly. What was that breathing? Yo, 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 this real. He put a sound effect on, but it's actually good Elmao. That was not LUCAS, bro, stop. Your heart slams hard enough to shake your ribs. Inside the walls responds. Inside the walls. He's standing behind your chair now. No sudden movements. Your entire world squeezes into the small rectangle of your monitor. You imagine, no, you sense, a figure hovering inches behind your back. Tall. Still. Swaying slightly, like he's adjusting his balance. Like he's leaning closer, trying to catch your scent. You don't dare breathe. The shadow stretches across the floor. Your peripheral vision catching the faintest drift of darkness moving where nothing should move. But the mic picks up another sound. A small tap. Wood meeting something soft. A toe brushing your floorboard. You flinch. The movement is tiny, but your audience notices instantly. HE flinched, OMGGGG. Turn around, bro. TF are you doing? Call 911, WTF. Is this real stream or a prank? Then a donation comes in. $100. Message. Bro, I swear something is behind you. For real, please say this is a prank. Your stomach drops. If even your chat, blind, limited, delayed by milliseconds, senses something. You want so badly to stand and sprint through your door, down your stairs, into your driveway, barefoot, screaming. But you know if you stand, if you jerk too suddenly, you'll bump the chair, the desk, the air. And whatever is behind you will react. You unmute your mic carefully, trying to keep your voice steady. Chat, you whisper, breath shaking. I'm not doing a bit. I think someone's in my house. Another shift behind you. This time closer to the left side of your chair. Your face tightens, panic flooding through you like icy water. Inside the walls, types. Inside the walls, he likes when people freeze. Don't disappoint him. You clench your jaw. Likes when people freeze. Then, in your left peripheral vision, the air moves. Not a breeze. Not a light flicker. Something larger. Something shaped. Your viewers pick up nothing visual, but your eyes widen just enough to send chat into a frenzy. What did you see? Dude her eyes, just MOVD. Stop, I'm actually scared now. It's behind you, I swear. Another sound. A footstep. Quiet, padded, but deliberate. As though someone is stepping closer with a slow, stalking patience. You choke down a sob. Your hands grip your chair's armrests until your knuckles ache. And then, for the first time, you feel him. Not touch, not breath, but heat. A faint warmth at the back of your neck, like someone is hovering inches away. Too close. Far, far too close. Your muscles lock. Inside the walls sends another message. Inside the walls, he's bending down a little. He wants to see your face. Your pulse hammers in your skull. Inside your chest. Inside your teeth. You whisper barely, please don't. Chat is losing its mind. No way, what is happening? LUCAS, turn the camera around. Bro, this isn't acting. Please be safe, WTF. The warmth inches closer. You feel it on your jawline now. Your cheek. Your ear. The figure is leaning over your shoulder. Slowly. 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 As if curious. As if studying you. And the worst part, you smell something. A faint odor. Like damp concrete. Like old leaves soaked in rain. Like the stale inside of a basement no one enters anymore. Your skin crawls. Your eyes burn from not blinking. Inside the walls types another line, almost gentle. Inside the walls, he's smiling. Your breath stops. Frozen. Locked inside you. The air behind you presses closer. The unmistakable presence of a face inches from your own. Then, a cold fingertip touches your shoulder. Light. Soft. Curious. Your entire body jolts. The chat explodes into chaos. What did he touch? WTF. What just happened? Are you okay? Move, bro, move. Oh hell, no. And before you can even react, before your mind finishes registering the touch, the message appears. Inside the walls, don't make a sound. He hates loud noises. Your throat clamps shut. Your heartbeat feels like it's punching your ribs. He hates loud noises. The finger on your shoulder lifts. Not withdrawing, but sliding slightly, gently tracing the edge of your collar. Almost playful. And then in your headset, faint but not imagined. A tiny, breathy giggle. Right behind your ear. The night folds itself around you as you continue deeper, guided by nothing but that instinctual pull. An unspoken invitation from the abandoned house, as if your presence has been expected. The air grows cooler, the kind of chill that's not just temperature, but atmosphere, the kind that makes the hairs on your arms rise even beneath your sleeves. You take a slow breath, letting the quiet settle. Then you notice it, the faintest vibration under your feet, not movement, not sound, a feeling, like the house is holding its breath along with you. Your flashlight sweeps across the living room, and this time something changes. A shadow slips behind the far doorway. Not fast, not darting, just moving, as if it wanted you to see it. You freeze, the beam trembling slightly in your hand. Your thoughts try to make excuses, maybe a draft, maybe your imagination, maybe the shifting of old beams. But your body knows better. Your body recognizes when something is alive. And something in this place is. You swallow hard and step toward the doorway where the shadow disappeared. Slow, deliberate, each step an agreement to go further than any reasonable person would. But tonight isn't about reason. Tonight is about curiosity and courage mixing into something that feels like destiny. The doorway opens into a narrow hall. The walls are scraped, gouged, as if something with long fingernails dragged along them while being pulled. The marks spiral downward, like desperate circles. Your light follows them. Down, 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 until they stop at a single point on the floor. A trapdoor. Your breath catches. It's partially open, as if someone climbed out, or never finished climbing in. The smell drifting from it is old earth mixed with something damp, metallic, like a cellar that's been sealed too long, holding memories too heavy for daylight. You kneel slowly and angle your light inside. A breath of cold air rushes up to meet you. Not natural cold, not weather cold, but presence cold. And there, at the very bottom, you see it. A handprint, pressed into the dirt. Fresh. So fresh the edges still crumble. You stare at it, heartbeat thundering, because the truth settles over you with the weight of a closing door. You're not alone down here. And whatever's down there knows you're here. You back up instinctively, but the house seems to lean forward, boards whispering, shadows tightening, as if urging you to open the trap door wider, to step into the darkness, to follow the thing that left the handprint. The wind outside dies completely. The world goes silent. And in that silence, from below you hear a breath. Not yours. Not human. Slow. Wet. Close. You stumble back, flashlight shaking, but you can't look away. Because now you see two faint glimmers reflecting your beam from the darkness beneath the trap door. Eyes. Watching you. Unblinking. Waiting. And section 1 ends here. With you frozen, staring down into a crawl space where something uninvited and very real is waiting to rise. You sit there staring at the trapdoor, your chest tight and breath uneven. The eyes in the darkness beneath you don't blink, they just stare, waiting, judging, measuring, calculating. Your fingers twitch on the edge of your desk, gripping the armrest so hard it leaves imprints on your skin. Chat is still alive, but the messages are scattered, chaotic, some joking, some worried. Bro, this is insane. What the hell is he talking about? Yo, Lucas, move, please. OMG, do a jump scare for us. And then, of course, inside the walls types. Inside the walls, don't step closer, he'll know. Your stomach twists. He'll know what? You whisper under your breath, even as your eyes remain glued to the monitor. The words feel deliberate, too controlled, like someone is guiding your every move without ever stepping into view. You slowly rotate in your chair, trying not to make a sound. Each creak of the chair feels deafening, echoing across the room, but nothing moves. You can't tell if that's relief or a trap. The cold from the trapdoor seems to creep up your spine, a slow, creeping frost that settles deep inside your bones. The smell, the same metallic dampness from below, lingers faintly in your room now. Not just a memory of it, not imagined, present, real. You force yourself to lean forward, squinting at the screen. The chat, oblivious to your panic, continues cheering, laughing, requesting every little twitch and reaction. They think this is entertainment. They don't realize you're not performing. Another message arrives from inside the walls. Inside the walls, he's patient. He likes the wait. Don't make a sound. You freeze. Your heartbeat seems louder now, echoing in your ears. He, the entity, not someone, not something. He, already personal, already familiar, already stalking. You glance at your back door camera, still open, still dark. Nothing moves, no figure, no shape. But the camera tells a story different from your gut. The sense of a presence that can't be captured, that exists in angles the lenses can't see. Your phone buzzes with another motion alert, hallway. You resist the urge to pick it up. Every instinct screams to run, to close the door, to lock every lock in the house. But inside the walls, next message flashes on the screen. Inside the walls, don't run. He enjoys the chase. The word chase embeds itself in your chest. Not a game, not a playful thrill, a hunt. You realize something terrifying. You've been performing for hours now, not on the camera, not for the audience. You've been performing for him. The shadow in the doorway, the presence behind the trapdoor, and inside the walls has been narrating it all along. You can feel his eyes, patient, following every small twitch of your muscles, every shallow breath. And as the stream hums softly in the background, a sudden faint creak comes from the ceiling above your room. A sound so soft, so deliberate, you'd swear it mirrored the beat of your own pulse. You swallow, your mind races. You consider calling someone, anyone, but you don't. Because you know he doesn't like loud noises. And if you alert him, you might not have a choice anymore. Your chest tightens, your hands grip the chair, and a final thought slices through the panic. He knows everything you do off camera. Everything, the little habits, the secret spaces, the moments you thought were private. And now, the boundaries are collapsing. You don't breathe for several seconds, afraid even the soft rise of your chest might carry through the air and signal something you're not ready to face. Your body burns with the tension of holding perfectly still. You're suddenly aware of every sound, the distant hum of your PC, the faint ticking of the wall clock, the slight rustle of fabric when you shift a finger. Every noise feels like evidence. Every breath feels like a betrayal. Chat continues scrolling, unaware of the weight pressing in on you from all sides. The usernames blur into streaks of color and motion as your attention is pulled repeatedly toward the doorway, toward that open, black threshold where anything could be hiding just beyond the camera's range. It takes you a long, slow moment before you muster up the courage to lean forward again. Your eyes lock onto the light spilling from the hallway behind you, harsh, unsteady, flickering just slightly, as though someone is walking between you and the bulb. But when you turn your head, no shape interrupts the glow. No silhouette waits for you. Nothing. But the flicker doesn't stop. It pulses. Like a heartbeat. But not yours. Another message appears from inside the walls. Inside the walls, he's closer now. Don't turn fast. He hates that. Your lips part, but no sound comes out. The idea of responding, of giving any sign you've seen the message, feels dangerous. You can't tell if inside the walls is warning you or controlling you. The thought tastes bitter in the back of your throat. You swallow hard. The camera feed behind you refreshes automatically, freezing for half a second, then resuming. In that half-second freeze, the door looks different, like the dark in the hallway has thickened, reaching inward, stretching like an arm. You blink. The door looks normal again. Your pulse thrums with a painful rhythm. Okay, you whisper to yourself, voice trembling. Okay, just stay calm. It's a lie. But it's a lie you need. You shift slightly in your chair, letting your feet rest flat on the floor. The wood beneath you feels colder than usual, like it's leaching warmth from your skin. You try to tell yourself it's because you're scared, because adrenaline does weird things, but deep down, some primal part of you senses a presence, something moving close to the floorboards. Your phone buzzes again. Motion detected. This time, kitchen. You haven't been in the kitchen for hours. No one else is home. No pets. No roommate. Nothing capable of triggering that alert. Except him. Your mind tries to piece together what that means. If he's in the kitchen, then he's not near the trap door. If he's not near the trap door, then what were those eyes? Were they even eyes? Or was that something else watching you from below? Another message flashes across the screen. Inside the walls, he likes the kitchen. Lots of corners, lots of places to look at you. You feel your skin crawl, every inch of it, like invisible fingertips pressing lightly, almost lovingly, down your spine. You want to stand up, but your legs feel rooted, as if the fear has solidified your muscles. You try to breathe deeply, slow inhale, slow exhale, the way your ASMR fans say your stories help them fall asleep. Except you're the one who needs to stay awake now. You can't drift. You can't relax. Not when something is wandering through your home, studying you like a puzzle it can't wait to assemble. Then, from the kitchen, you hear it. A soft clatter. Not loud. Not accidental. The kind of noise made by someone who knows exactly how to move quietly and deliberately chooses not to. Your breath freezes. Your vision tightens. Another message arrives, faster this time, like inside the walls is nervous too. Inside the walls, whatever you do, don't get up. He's curious. Curious. The word drips with something predatory. That's when you hear the second sound, not from the kitchen, but from right behind you. A whisper-soft scrape along the wood, not a footstep, more like fabric brushing the floor. You don't turn. You can't. Inside the walls warned you. And deep in your bones, you know the warning is real. The cold behind you deepens, forming a heavy weight in the air, like someone large is standing just inches away, leaning forward, breathing the same air you're trying not to disturb. Your throat feels tight. Your palms sweat. You stare at the bright computer screen, pretending everything is normal, even though your entire body is screaming that something impossible is unfolding right behind you. Chat is still laughing, still clueless, still demanding content. And you sit frozen, trapped between an audience that doesn't understand and a presence that understands too much. Time begins to distort. Seconds stretch into eternities as you remain rooted in your chair, each heartbeat hammering in your ears like a drum warning of impending danger. You feel the air shift around you, subtle yet undeniable. Something is moving with patience, like water pooling slowly around a stone, impossible to rush, but impossible to ignore. Your eyes flick to the chat, but it offers no comfort. The jokes continue, emotes fly, donations chime in, all meaningless. None of them understand what's happening in the space beyond the camera, beyond the screen, beyond their grasp. And maybe that's worse than any scream. The world outside your room remains oblivious to your fear. Then a soft scrape echoes from the hallway again, closer this time. Not loud, not sudden, but deliberate, slow, calculated steps. And you know they're being measured, watched, timed against your reactions. Inside the walls, types. Inside the walls. He knows when you're looking at him. Don't. You don't need to be told twice. Your head stays facing forward, gaze fixed on the screen. You force yourself to breathe slowly, painfully aware of every shallow inhale. You wonder how long you can sit here, immobilized by fear, waiting for something that may never reveal itself. And yet, every instinct tells you that it will, because he is patient, he is watching, and most terrifyingly, he is learning. A subtle creak behind you, too soft for chat to notice, too precise for it to be the house settling, makes you flinch. Something brushes against the edge of your chair, not heavy, not threatening in its weight, but intimate, close enough to make the fine hairs on your arms rise and your stomach curl. You hear nothing human, no words, no voice, just the whisper of movement. The faintest exhale, a brush of air against your neck, the softest weight on the floorboards. Your hands grip the armrests tighter. You are sweating, heart racing, muscles locked. Inside the walls sends another message. Inside the walls, he likes when people freeze. You're doing well. You want to scream at the screen, tell them to get offline. Tell them this isn't a game, but your voice catches. You are trapped, half in reality, half in terror, and fully exposed to someone who exists outside the screen and inside your house simultaneously. A distant thump comes from the kitchen. Then another. Not loud, not clumsy, but calculated, measured. The kind of sound someone makes to test you, to see if you flinch, to watch you unravel in real time. You dare not move. You dare not turn. Inside the walls, types again. Inside the walls, he's moving closer. Don't react. Your stomach drops. Your body shudders involuntarily. You can almost feel him step into the edge of the light that spills from your monitor. You can sense the space around you tightening, shrinking, funneling all attention into this single point of horror behind your chair. Then, without warning, a faint shadow passes across the room from the corner of your eye. Just a flicker, gone before you can confirm it. You know it wasn't the reflection of your monitors. You know it wasn't a trick of the lights. It was deliberate, alive, watching, studying. Your breath catches in your throat. Every muscle locks. Every instinct screams to run. Every thought fights itself against your frozen reality. And the chat, still oblivious, keeps spamming. Bro, what's happening? You good? Best stream ever, OMG. LUCAS turn around. But you cannot. Because if you do, everything changes. Everything you feared, everything inside the walls has hinted at, everything that's been waiting silently in the shadows will finally have your face, your movement, your panic. And maybe, just maybe, it's already too late. The pressure in the room builds, slow and suffocating, like the air is thickening around you. Each breath feels heavier than the last, as if whatever is behind you is swallowing the oxygen before it reaches your lungs. Your legs tremble under the desk, not from movement, but from the overwhelming effort it takes to not move. You stare ahead, eyes locked onto the bright glow of your monitor, refusing to glance even a millimeter to the side. You know he's there. You don't need to see him to know. You can feel it, an unmistakable awareness boring into the back of your skull. Chat scrolls too fast to follow now. Everyone is shouting, begging, laughing, clueless. They see this as spectacle. You feel it as survival. Another message flickers onto your screen from inside the walls. Inside the walls, he's right behind your chair. Don't let him see your fear. Your entire body jolts, but only on the inside. Outside, you remain perfectly still. Eyes forward, breath controlled, spine rigid, hands numb. Your pulse races so fast it feels like a drum inside your ears. But strangely, the more terrified you become, the quieter everything gets. Like fear itself has muffled the rest of the world. Then, a soft sound. Not from the kitchen. Not from the hallway. Not from the trapdoor. From directly behind you. A slow inhale. Like someone savoring your presence. A breath drawn deep, close enough to lift the tiny hairs at the nape of your neck. You grip the armrests tighter, nails pressing into the fabric. You feel the chair shift slightly, almost imperceptibly, as if something is leaning onto it or onto you. Inside the walls sends another line. Inside the walls, don't blink too fast. He notices patterns. Patterns. You hadn't even considered that. You hadn't thought your blinking, your micro movements, your breathing rhythm could be read like signals. But he notices everything. He always has. Your lips part slightly, not to speak, but because the intensity of the moment forces your body to search for more air. And that's when you feel it. A cold fingertip brushing the back of your chair. Sliding down. Slowly. testing, exploring you without ever touching your skin. The scrape of nail against wood is soft but unbearable. You know instinctively that if you react, if you flinch, gasp, or turn, he will do more than just watch. You force your gaze onto the screen, drilling your focus into the scrolling text, though you read none of it. The chat becomes a blur of panic, excitement, confusion. Then the motion sensor on your phone buzzes again. This time, bedroom behind camera. Behind camera. Your breath stops. You don't reach for the phone. You don't even look at it. Because now you understand. He's not just in the hallway. Not just in the kitchen. Not just at the trap door. He's everywhere the walls touch. Every hidden corner. Every vent, every crawl space, every dark seam of the house. Watching. Learning. Moving just out of view. Your eyes sting from not blinking enough, but you don't dare close them too long. You blink carefully, measured, slow, controlled, hoping it's the kind of rhythm he prefers. Another message appears. Inside the walls, he's leaning closer. He wants to hear your breathing. You clamp your lips tight, inhaling through your nose as silently as possible. Your chest barely moves. You imagine yourself becoming a statue, just another piece of furniture in the room, uninteresting, unthreatening, invisible. A faint warmth brushes your ear. Not breath. Not touch. Just presence. Close enough to distort the air around you. Your eyes widen ever so slightly. Chat erupts with, "Bro, you heard that right. What was that sound? Turn around, turn around, turn around." But you don't. You can't. Then, a whisper. So soft you almost believe you imagined it. A voice low, distorted by proximity, and something deeper drifts just behind your right ear. Don't look. Your entire body locks. Your heart forgets to beat for a moment. Your blood goes ice cold. Because that voice wasn't inside the walls. And it wasn't human enough to comfort you. But it was close enough to understand you. You swallow. Barely. The tiniest movement. And the presence behind you reacts with silence. Not retreating. Not advancing. Just waiting. You feel the weight of a gaze without eyes. A hunger without breath. An awareness without shape. You sit there, paralyzed in the glow of your own live stream, while something ancient and patient studies the tension in your shoulders and the rhythm of your breath, deciding what you are. Prey, performer, or something in between. The chair creaks again as the presence shifts ever so slightly. And you realize he isn't just watching you. He's deciding something. Something important. Something irreversible. Something terrifyingly final. Time slows, stretches, warps around you. You realize that every instinct you have is screaming, not at danger itself, but at this unnatural patience. The kind of patience that comes from something older, smarter, and infinitely more patient than any human could be. Your chair creaks again, ever so slightly, as if whatever is behind you tested your weight. The faintest brush of air against your neck makes goosebumps spike across your arms. The warmth behind you has a shape now, though you cannot see it. Lean, deliberate, almost imperceptibly human in its posture, yet unmistakably not. Chat is still going, but their laughter and jokes feel like noise from another world. A world where people don't hear what you hear, don't feel what you feel, and don't sense the slow, deliberate inspection of your very presence. Inside the walls, types one last warning before the screen flickers momentarily. Inside the walls, he's deciding, stay calm. The word deciding lodges itself in your chest like a blade. Deciding what? Whether you leave, whether you live, whether this becomes entertainment or extinction. The thought is unbearable, but you can't look, you can't move, you can't breathe too loudly. You are trapped in an invisible snare of anticipation, every sense hyper-aware of what might shift behind you next. Then you feel it, a movement just behind your right shoulder, not fast, not loud, but precise. The kind of movement that says, I exist and I can touch you any second, but I choose not to, yet. Your teeth grit, your knuckles whiten on the armrests. You try to steady your pulse, but it's hopeless. You are exposed, vulnerable, observed. The subtle exhale you feel now carries a faint, metallic tang, like the air has been breathed by something underground for years. Your stomach turns. Your legs shake. You wonder if even your muscles are under surveillance, if every micro-motion is being catalogued. You sit there, paralyzed, counting every heartbeat as if it were your last. Another soft, deliberate creak from the hallway. Then the faintest whisper of air brushing across the back of your neck. And you understand, this isn't random. This isn't a mistake. This isn't a prank or a shadow or your imagination. He is choosing his moment. He is patient. He is aware. He is hungry for the spectacle and for you. The chat explodes once again, and you almost laugh at their cluelessness. Bro, turn around. WTF is happening. Lucas, you okay? But you don't turn. You can't. Because the second the air shifts slightly, the faintest tickle of presence along your shoulder blade, you know. He is closer than you dared imagine. And the final realization slides over you like ice water. You are no longer just streaming. You are no longer just performing. You are observed in a way you cannot escape, a way no camera can capture, and a way no viewer will ever understand. Inside the walls, types one last message before fading silent. Inside the walls, he's watching forever. The room tilts, your heartbeat stammers, and the cold, patient presence behind you simply waits. You sit frozen, eyes wide, back pressed into the chair, a prisoner of patience, and the horror of knowing that the night is far from over. The room holds its breath with you. You remain perfectly still, frozen in the glow of your streaming setup, the hum of the PC filling the silence like a fragile lifeline. Section 3 begins not with relief, not with escape, but with the unmistakable truth settling deeper into your bones. He didn't leave. He never intended to. The presence behind you lingers, patient and unwavering, like the air itself has density and is leaning forward to listen. You don't dare shift an inch. Even the thought of moving feels dangerous now. An invitation, a provocation, a signal you are not ready to send. Your viewers' messages flash past in a blur of panic and memes, completely unaware of the gravity choking your breath. They still think this is performance, that the tension is intentional, that the fear is scripted for entertainment. They don't hear the soft drag of something retreating, just an inch behind your chair. They don't hear the almost inaudible click near the trapdoor. They don't hear the whispered echo of breath brushing the lower back of your neck. You hear it all. And you know, this is only the beginning. Inside the walls has fallen silent, and somehow that frightens you more than anything he ever typed. The quiet feels like abandonment, or warning, or surrender. You recheck the chat window, half hoping the familiar username will pop up again with some guidance, some clue, some sign. Nothing. A dead scroll. Just the watchers. Just the clueless. Just you. You swallow hard, throat dry and tight, as you coax a shallow breath past the lump that's grown heavy and immovable. Standing up is out of the question. Turning around is impossible. But staying frozen forever is not an option either. Eventually, something will force your hand. Something will insist you move. And as though summoned by your fear alone, the room around you shifts. A soft tap on the far wall. A shuffle near the vent. A vibration through the floorboards underneath your chair. He's moving again. Not away. Not toward the kitchen. Not down the hall. But around you, like a slow orbit tightening with every pass. Your house creaks in protest, as if even the walls know they're being used as pathways for something that shouldn't exist. Shadows bend in ways they shouldn't bend. The faint glow of your monitor flickers, and for 1 second, one horrifying second, you see a smudged imprint appear on the glossy surface of your screen. A print, but not a handprint. Longer, narrower, as if something with far too many knuckles pressed curiously against the glass. Just inches from your face. Your breath hitches. Your tongue sticks to the roof of your mouth. You want to cry. You want to scream. But fear glues your vocal cords together. Somewhere inside the walls, your walls, comes a faint, rhythmic scraping, like someone dragging fingers along the wood. The sound moves slowly, deliberately, tracing the path between the studs, following the architecture of your home with chilling familiarity. You realize, with gut-sinking clarity, he knows the structure better than you do. He's memorized every cavity, every gap, every seam. This isn't his first time moving like this. Your phone vibrates again. Motion detected. This time the notification reads, "Every room." Your heart cracks open with dread. Motion isn't supposed to trigger in multiple places at once. It only does that if something is everywhere. You grip the chair, knuckles pale, pulse hammering. The scraping sound stops. The air behind you goes silent. Then, a whisper through the walls, low and intimate, brushing your ear as though seeped straight from the plaster. You're still awake. You nearly pass out. Your chest caves inward, breath fleeing your lungs as panic ricochets through your body like lightning. The voice is wrong. Too close. Too deep. Too layered. Like several voices, trying to speak through one narrow crack in reality. You don't reply. You can't. But the presence seems satisfied anyway. The wall beside your desk bulges inward. Not much, just the faintest ripple, like something large shifted its weight inside the hollow behind it. The chat explodes again, as viewers notice the distortion in the camera feed. Yo, what was that? Is your wall moving? Okay, this is too real, bro. You don't look at them. All you can do is sit there, still as stone, as the thing that has been studying you all night begins to push. Gently at first, against the space between the walls and the room. And you realize he doesn't want to stay hidden anymore. He wants to come out. And now, as the room settles back into its quiet stillness, you find yourself holding your breath again, because silence, true silence, is sometimes worse than noise. Noise tells you where something is. Silence tells you nothing. Silence means anything could be anywhere. Your live stream screen still glows faintly across the room, frozen on the last frame before you shut it off. The faint spill of light paints your chair, your desk, the edges of your bed, and behind all that is nothing but darkness, thick and patient. Your eyes drift toward the corner again, the place where the shadow swelled and receded like something breathing. You tell yourself it was your imagination. You repeat it like a mantra. But your imagination has never typed messages to you during a stream. Your imagination has never known the color of the socks you were wearing. Your imagination has never told you that you weren't alone. You pull your blanket tighter around your shoulders, not for warmth, it's not even cold, but as if thin fabric can protect you from the idea that there might be something just out of sight, something watching, something waiting. You feel the air shift again, so slight you wonder if you made it up. But your skin tingles along your arms, and that's usually what betrays the truth first. Not sight, not hearing, sensation. The strange part is how normal everything looks. Nothing's moved, nothing out of place. But that doesn't calm you the way it should. If anything, it's worse. Because now the environment feels staged, like a set designed to reassure you. Like someone or something wants you to relax. Your phone buzzes suddenly. You flinch so hard you nearly drop it. The vibration cuts through the quiet like a knife. Your heart is hammering again as you slowly bring the screen up to your face. It's just a notification, but your mind fills the gap anyway. It could be them. It could be inside the walls. It could be another message describing something they shouldn't know. But it's not. It's just your friend reminding you about a game tournament next week. Normal, harmless, timed horribly. You place the phone face down, exhaling shakily, only to freeze when you hear something faint behind you. A soft, almost gentle scuff, as if someone just adjusted their footing very slowly. The kind of sound a person makes when they don't want to be heard. The hair at the back of your neck rises. You don't turn around. You don't breathe. You listen. There it is again, so quiet you might have missed it if the room wasn't dead silent. A careful shift of weight, a floorboard lightly creaking. Your bed faces the monitor. Your monitor faces your wall. Your wall faces nothing important. But behind you is the rest of your room. Behind you is your closet door. Behind you is the corner where the shadow grew too thick. Behind you is the space you've been too afraid to look at. You swallow hard, the sound too loud in your own ears. Your mind tries to reason with you. It's the building settling, it's the wind, it's anything except what your imagination is twisting together. But the creak wasn't the building. And there is no wind inside your room. You feel the shift in the air again. A movement. The subtle displacement of space. Someone is standing behind you. Your pulse beats wildly, almost dizzying, but you sit frozen in place, unable to decide between turning around or pretending you didn't hear anything at all, because both options feel like they could go wrong. You close your eyes for a moment, and then a whisper of breath brushes the back of your neck. Warm. Human. Close enough to feel. You jolt forward instinctively, spinning around so fast your blanket slips off your shoulders, your eyes stretched wide. But there is nothing. No one. No figure. No intruder. Just darkness, sitting quietly in the corner like it always has. But you know what you felt. And you know that breath didn't come from you. Your chest tightens. The room suddenly feels smaller, walls leaning inward as if the space is folding around you, compressing. You pull your legs up onto the bed, as if the floor itself has become dangerous. Your breathing turns shallow, your fingers trembling as you grip the blanket again. And that's when the monitor flickers back on. By itself. The screen glows bright in the darkness, washing the room with cold digital light. It opens straight to your streaming software. The camera indicator blinks once, then twice, then on. You stare at the screen, confused, horrified, transfixed. Your face appears on the preview. You look terrified. And behind you, in the very corner you were just staring at moments earlier, there is a shape, unmoving, blurred by shadow, but unmistakably there. Your breath catches in your throat. Your entire body goes cold. And then, the chat overlay activates. Comments begin appearing rapidly, though you have no idea who is still watching. One message stands out. A single sentence. A familiar username. Inside the walls. Don't turn around this time. Your breath shatters inside your chest like glass. The message sits there on your screen, glowing faintly in the cold wash of light, its letters unnervingly calm. You stare at it, frozen, unable to blink, unable to move. The room feels suddenly heavier, like the air itself has thickened, pressing down on your shoulders, your lungs, your nerves. You don't look behind you. You don't even dare shift your gaze. The warning in the message feels too precise, too timely, too intentional. You stare at your camera preview, your own face pale and wide-eyed, and the blurred shape lingering in the corner behind you. It doesn't move. It doesn't sway. It simply exists, the way a silhouette might if it were carved into the darkness itself. Your mouth feels dry. Your tongue sticks to the roof of your mouth. Your fingers clutch the blanket so tightly your knuckles ache. And then the chat begins to scroll again. Not fast. Not chaotic. Just deliberate. One message at a time. Quiet observer. Why is there someone behind you? Your hands shake. Another message. Eyes open always. Dude, don't turn around. A third. Inside the walls. I said don't. The room feels colder now, not physically, but in the way that fear drains warmth from your skin. You swallow, but your throat feels too tight to let the sound pass easily. You want to move, say something, end the stream, call for help, anything. But you are trapped between screens and shadows, frozen in your own fear. The silhouette in the preview hasn't changed. But something about it feels different now. Closer, maybe. Or more defined. You don't know. You don't want to know. Your mind races, chasing thoughts that crash into each other. Could this be a glitch? A shadow from an object you forgot about? A trick of the low camera resolution? But then you remember the breath on your neck. And you know better. You force yourself to breathe, slow and shaky, trying not to break down completely. You drag your eyes away from the chat and fix them on the silhouette. You lean in slightly, squinting at the preview feed, trying to make out details, anything that might give you a clue. The monitor flickers again. The silhouette twitches. Just a small movement, barely noticeable, but enough. Your heart stops for a beat. Your lungs seize. Your entire body freezes. You don't blink, you don't breathe, you don't think. Then slowly, painfully slowly, the head of the silhouette tilts. Not toward the camera. Not toward the door. Not toward the wall. It tilts toward you. Your whole body goes rigid. Your pulse slams against your rib like it's trying to escape. Another message appears in chat, one that feels almost gentle, almost soothing, despite the terror curling through your veins. Inside the walls. You shouldn't look that closely. Before you can react, the preview feed glitches again. Lines tear across the screen, warping your image, distorting your room, stretching the silhouette's shape until it looks impossibly tall, impossibly thin, almost inhuman. Then the distortion snaps back. Everything returns to normal. If normal is what this could ever be again. The silhouette now stands in a different place. Still behind you. Still motionless. But unmistakably repositioned. You didn't hear it move. You didn't sense it walk. But it is closer. The chat erupts in a flood of panic now. Bro, what is that? Get out of the room. It Turn around. No, don't turn around. Call the police. You want to scream. You want to run. You want to wake up. But you can't move. Every instinct you have is pulling you in opposite directions. Look. Don't look. Run. Don't move. Scream. Stay silent. Your body won't choose. And then, the faintest tap sounds behind you, like a finger lightly touching the floor. You hear it. You feel it. Another tap. Closer. Then another. Your eyes widen with dread as the taps become a slow, deliberate pattern, each one measured, soft, careful, like footsteps from something trying very, very hard to remain quiet. The preview feed shows nothing moving, but the sound continues. A step, a step, a step. Then, silence. A new message appears. Inside the walls. Don't panic. But you already are. You watch your own face on the preview shaking, pale, on the edge of tears. You look like someone trapped in a nightmare, aware and helpless. And then the silhouette shifts again. Not much. A tilt. A lean. Almost as if it's bending closer to whisper something to you. Your breath hitches. You stare. You wait. Nothing happens. And that makes it worse. For a moment, the silence is so suffocating you think you might pass out. Your ears ring. Your vision blurs. Your breaths become uneven and shallow. Then, your closet door clicks. Just a tiny, subtle click. Almost polite. Your entire soul sinks. Because your closet door was locked. And it's not supposed to make that sound. A single final message rolls into the chat as the chunk ends. Inside the walls. You should check that. Your throat tightens so sharply it hurts. That tiny click from the closet door echoes in your skull far louder than it should, like the room recorded it and played it back through your bones. The kind of sound that doesn't just exist in the air, but in your nerves, your spine, your breath. Your eyes drift, slowly, unwillingly, to the edge of your monitor where the closet sits in the frame. You stare at the door, trying to convince yourself that maybe you misheard. Maybe the old hinges shifted from the temperature. Maybe gravity nudged it. But deep down, in a place instinct tries to protect, you know better. You locked that door. You always lock that door. Because you don't like the dark inside it. Because it creaks at night. Because something about it always felt wrong. Your heart thuds louder. Your pulse ticks like a second clock. Your hands are trembling, even though you're trying so hard to be still. Chat explodes again, a chaotic mix of disbelief and frantic warnings. What was that? Bro, do not open the closet. Lucas, this isn't funny anymore. Call someone right now. We can hear it. You feel a chill spread across your arms, as you read that last one. They heard it. That means the mic picked it up. That means the sound was real. That means you're not losing it, not imagining, not paranoid. It happened. Your camera feed flickers again, almost as if it too is scared of what it's showing. The room warps briefly, then stabilizes. The closet door looks the same, closed, still, innocent. But something tells you the inside is not still. Not anymore. You swallow hard, but your throat barely cooperates. Your breathing picks up again, quick, shallow, too loud. You try to quiet it, terrified of letting whatever's behind you know just how scared you are. And then, a whisper of sound. Not a click. Not a tap. Not a step. But the faint, unmistakable rustle of fabric. As though something inside the closet shifted against clothing or the wall. Your stomach drops. Your hands go numb. Your skin crawls, as if your body is trying to run without your permission. Another message appears. Inside the walls. Don't get up. A heavy silence settles into your chest. You grip your chair tighter, nails digging into the padding. But then another user types. Spectral vision. I think something is moving inside a closet, bro. And another. Crimson wires. It's not the shadow behind you. The panic in chat only makes your own fear swell until it's almost choking you. You force yourself to glance, just once, at the preview feed. The silhouette behind you hasn't moved. Still. Unnaturally still. Like a shape cut from night. But your closet door. You squint. Your eyes widen. It's open. Not by much, barely an inch. But definitely more than before. You gasp, quiet but sharp, and yank your gaze away before instinct forces you to look directly at the real thing behind you. Another tiny rustle sounds from inside the darkness of the closet. Quieter this time. Almost testing. The chat erupts again. Run. Someone is in there. Turn the light, ON. DONT move. You're breathing too fast. You try to calm down. You try to steady your voice enough to speak. But every instinct says that speaking out loud might attract something. So you don't. You sit there, unmoving, trembling, staring at yourself on the screen. Another message appears from the one person you don't want to hear from right now. Inside the walls. Don't forget to breathe. He likes when you freeze. The phrase hits you wrong. He likes when you freeze. Who is he? The silhouette. The thing in the closet. Both. Your body tenses as a new realization crawls its way across your thoughts. There might not be one presence in your room. There might be two. Your throat tightens. Your chest feels too small. Your vision wavers at the edges. You don't move. You don't dare. Because you can feel it now, both of them. One behind you. One in the closet. Watching. Waiting. Coordinating. You try to swallow again, but can't. Then your screen brightens for a moment, your monitor compensating for new movement in the preview. The closet door opens another inch. Slowly, softly, like an invitation. A single message appears. Something so calm it chills you more than the noises did. Inside the walls. The one behind you wants to see if you look. Your lungs stop working. Your fingers go cold. Your vision narrows. And you finally understand. The closet door didn't open because something was trying to get out. It opened because something behind you wanted to see what you would do. Your breath trembles as the truth settles into your bones. They're not acting separately. They're not unaware of each other. They're working together. And you are the experiment. The closet door creaks another millimeter open, so slight it could be imagined, but you know it is. You feel the shift in the air, the cool breath of darkness leaking out from inside, that dusty, undisturbed smell that only exists in spaces long closed. You don't want to look. Every cell in your body begs you not to. But the silhouette behind you, the one you can't see, the one standing so close your skin feels its attention. It wants you to. You feel it. A pressure. A silent expectation. A presence leaning ever so slightly forward, not touching you, just waiting. Chat is losing its mind now, scrolling so fast your eyes can barely keep up. The closet is opening more. Bro, turn on the light. Holy, it's moving like for real. Lucas, say something please. I heard breathing. Is that you or something else? You don't answer. You can't. Your throat feels locked, your jaw tight, your breathing shallow and trembling. The room is too quiet. And then, from inside the closet, comes the faintest sound. Not breathing, not movement, not tapping. A whisper, soft, dry, barely air at all. So fragile, you almost convince yourself you misheard. Almost. It sounds like someone saying your name without actually shaping it. Just the outline of a voice. The suggestion of speech. As if something is trying to learn how to pronounce you. Your body goes cold. Your fingers start shaking uncontrollably. A drop of sweat crawls down your back, slow and icy. Another message appears, perfectly timed, impossibly aware. Inside the walls. Don't answer him. He doesn't know you yet. The word yet hits you like a punch. Who is he? Which one is he? The silhouette. The closet voice. Something else entirely. You swallow hard. Your eyes sting. Your heartbeat feels wrong, too heavy, too slow, like fear is pushing your blood through syrup. Your webcam feed flickers again, this time longer, deeper. Colors smear. Shadows warp. Your own face melts into static for a moment. When the picture snaps back, your stomach drops. The silhouette behind you is now closer. No more distance. No more polite observing. It stands directly behind your chair. Close enough that if you leaned back even slightly, your head would brush against its chest. And you realize you didn't hear it move. Not a step. Not a breath. Not a shift. Just existence. Where it wasn't before. Your entire body floods with cold. Your legs twitch under the blanket, instinctively wanting to run. But your brain screams at you not to. And then your monitor brightens again, reacting to movement. The closet door. Slowly, smoothly, soundlessly, opens another few inches. Wider now. Enough to reveal a sliver of the inside. A sliver of darkness too thick to be natural. Too full. Too aware. You stare, trembling. Paralyzed. Chat goes silent. Not joking. Not yelling. Not spamming. Silent. As if every viewer suddenly feels what you feel. Then, one single message appears. Quiet observer. I think something in there is looking back. Your skin crawls. Your throat tightens. Your eyes water from not blinking. Because they're right. You don't see eyes. Not exactly. You don't see a face. Not fully. But you feel it. A focus. A direction. A pair of intentions. Resting on you. From the darkness inside the closet. And the silhouette behind you leans forward. Just a fraction. As if sharing the moment with the thing inside the door. They're both watching you. Waiting to see which one you're more afraid of. Your breath stutters. Your vision wavers. You feel your pulse in your ears. Then inside the walls returns with a message so calm it almost feels cruel. Inside the walls. Section 1 is done. Your stomach twists. Your breath catches. The timing. The awareness. The voice. It knows the breaking points. It knows the pacing. It knows you. Your screen flickers one more time. The closet door remains open. The silhouette remains still. Your body remains frozen. And section 1 ends with you trapped between two watching things. In a room where silence feels predatory and breath feels dangerous. The silence presses harder as you sit there, suspended between two places you never meant to wander into. The dim slice of the closet's opening, and the shadow standing inches behind your chair. Neither moves. Neither speaks. But both feel expectant. Your heart thuds in your ears, loud enough that it almost masks the soft hum of your streaming setup. Almost, but not quite. Because the deeper you listen, the more you realize you're hearing something beyond machinery, something faint, rhythmic, and disturbingly alive. A slow, deliberate inhale. Not yours. Not from the closet, but from behind you. The silhouette is breathing. You try to hold your own breath, hoping, ridiculously, that if you go still enough, quiet enough, empty enough, it might forget you. But the air behind your neck warms slightly, like someone is leaning in just to feel your reaction. Chat begins to move again. A single, cautious message. Quiet observer. Section 2. Continue the story. Lucas, are you okay? The words don't feel like they belong to a viewer anymore. They feel like they're being typed from inside the tension of your room, as if someone else is watching through the same darkness breathing down your neck. Another message trickles in. Eyes open always. Why aren't you moving? Your lips part slightly, but no sound comes out. You're frozen by a simple truth. You don't know what will react if you do. Then, with a kind of slow inevitability, another notification hits the feed. A donation. A large one. Too large. From inside the walls. His message appears beneath it. Calm, steady, conversational. Like this is just another night on your channel. Inside the walls. Good, don't move yet. Your entire body goes rigid. Your palms sweat. Your chest tightens around every breath. The closet door makes the faintest sound. The soft click of its latch settling, but not closing. It stays open, waiting. A soft shifting sound echoes inside it again, something adjusting its position, something settling its weight, something preparing. Then, slow, feather-light, comes a new sound from behind you. Not breathing this time. Not footsteps. Not movement. A tap on the back of your chair. So gentle. So precise. So intentional. Like a teacher calling a student's attention. Or a hand reminding you you're not alone. Your body jolts with a tiny involuntary twitch. You can't help it. And that single, microscopic movement triggers a reaction in the chat. What was that? Did something touch you? Bro, your chair, MOVD. It's behind you, it's behind you, it's behind you. You try so hard to remain still. To breathe slowly. To control the panic roaring through your skull. But then, the screen flickers again. The silhouette behind you shifts. Not fully visible. Not sharply defined. But enough that you see the outline lean forward even more. Close. So close you swear you feel its presence brushing your hair. Your skin tingles in a way that isn't quite touch, but isn't distance either. Then your speakers crackle. A soft glitch. A digital throat clearing. And what comes through them next is not a viewer's voice. Not your own voice. Not static, but the faintest whisper. Distorted, electronic, but unmistakably real. And look, your breath catches. Did the silhouette whisper? Did the closet whisper? Was it the mic picking up something near you? Or something trying to speak through the stream itself? You don't know. You can't know. You don't want to know. The whisper comes again, slightly clearer this time. Look at him. Your mouth goes dry. Your chest freezes. Your fingers curl against the armrests. You don't respond. You don't move. You don't blink. Chat explodes again, half screaming, half begging. Who said that? Did you all hear that? Lucias, say something, please. Bro, I heard a voice. And then the only message that truly matters. Inside the walls. Don't listen. He wants you to see him before he's ready. The room goes dead still. Even the air freezes. Because if he isn't ready, that means he's preparing. Somewhere between the closet's darkness and the presence behind you, something is unfolding itself. One quiet breath at a time. Then suddenly, without warning, the closet door swings open a full 6 inches. Not violently, not dramatically, just decisively, like something inside got tired of waiting. Your whole body locks. Your eyes widen. Your breath leaves you in a tiny, broken gasp you can't control. And from the newly widened gap, you swear you see a pale shape slip slightly forward, slow like a hand adjusting its grip, on the edge of the world. But you don't look directly. You watch it only through the reflection the monitor gives you. A faint smear of movement, in a place where no movement should be. The silhouette behind you leans in even closer. You feel pressure. Wait. Attention. Then, ever so softly, your chair shifts backward. A single inch. As if something is testing how far you'll let it move you. A message appears. One sentence. Simple. Cold. The room around you feels like it's closing in. The closet door is still slightly open, but the movement inside has stopped. Silence settles heavy, almost suffocating, as if the house itself is holding its breath. You dare not move. Every muscle in your body is locked in a mix of terror and anticipation. You try to slow your breathing, but your pulse is hammering in your ears. Every faint sound, your own chair creaking, the hum of your PC, the soft ventilation, suddenly feels amplified. The darkness behind you, where the silhouette remains, seems almost tangible. You feel it there, close enough to touch, though you know it hasn't moved a centimeter. Chat scrolls again, a frantic river of comments. Turn around now. It's behind YOU, LUCAS. Call the police, bro. Your hands tremble as you grip the chair tightly, willing yourself to stay perfectly still. Each tap of your fingers echoes in your mind like a countdown. The faint rustle from the closet seems to pulse in rhythm with your heart. You know something is there, something intelligent, something aware of your every reaction. Another message pops up, calm but precise. Inside the walls. He's aware you can feel him. Good, stay calm. Your body seizes at the phrasing. The word aware digs into your stomach. A slow shiver runs down your spine. Awareness means intention. Awareness means presence. Awareness means he isn't just observing, he's testing you. Your screen flickers suddenly. The preview feed distorts for a split second, making the silhouette behind you appear longer, thinner, almost unreal. Your throat tightens. You can't scream, can't breathe audibly. The chair beneath you feels heavier, as though some unseen weight has pressed down deliberately. Then a soft, deliberate tap hits the back of your chair again. Not random, not accidental. Intentional, like a warning or a challenge. You dare not flinch. You dare not acknowledge it. But the tension builds, thickening in your chest, sinking to your stomach, coiling into every nerve in your body. Another whisper floats through your speakers. Distorted, electronic, faint, but unmistakably a voice. Adieu. Your heart skips a beat. Not your voice, not a viewer, but a sound, directly in your room. And from the closet, a quiet shuffling replies, subtle but deliberate. The two presences, behind you and inside the closet, seem synchronized now, a silent, terrifying duet testing the limits of your fear. Chat explodes, comments blurring into chaos. You can't focus on the words. All you can focus on is the awareness pressing against your spine, the room shrinking around you, and the realization that the night has just begun. The air grows heavier, thicker, pressing down against your chest, as if the room itself is conspiring against you. You try to listen only to the mechanical hum of your PC, to the faint vibration of your keyboard, to anything familiar, but it's impossible. Every sound seems amplified, distorted. Even your own heartbeat feels like it's echoing across the walls. The silhouette behind you shifts just slightly. Not enough to see clearly, but enough to know it's aware of your every micro movement. You feel the weight of its gaze, cold and precise, tracking each twitch of your fingers gripping the chair. You try to breathe slowly, forcing yourself into calm, but the faintest rustle from the closet cuts through the stillness like ice along your spine. Chat erupts again, but the words barely register. You see them scrolling, turn around, call someone, bro HES behind you. But your mind can only focus on the space behind your chair and the shadow in the corner of your peripheral vision. Every instinct screams at you to act, but something stops you, something inside telling you to stay frozen, stay quiet. Then it comes, a whisper, not through your speakers, not typed in the chat, but somewhere in the room, soft, almost gentle. Look, your throat goes dry. You can't tell whether it comes from behind the chair, the closet, or the shadow itself. The room's stillness warps around it, drawing your attention into the darkness like gravity. Your pulse races. The faint flicker of your monitor highlights the outline behind you. It leans closer, closer than before, yet remains just beyond your field of full vision. You try to force your body to remain still, but it trembles with the terror of anticipation. Then a final, deliberate tap lands on the back of your chair. Not accidental, not casual, intentional, calculated, a warning or perhaps a test. And in that instant, you understand. It knows everything about your fear, and it's enjoying it. The tap against the back of your chair doesn't echo. It absorbs into the air, as if the room is holding its breath with you. You sit perfectly still, every muscle locked, afraid that even a slight shift will provoke whatever is inches away. Your mind races through possibilities: intruder, hallucination, trick of the light. But none of them explain the whisper you heard. None of them explain the username inside the walls. Your live stream chat keeps exploding. Messages blur into a flood you can't mentally separate. Some viewers think it's a prank. Some think it's acting. Some are genuinely screaming at you in all caps to run. But most just send laughing emojis. And that's what gets under your skin the most, that overwhelming wave of casual amusement. Tens of thousands of people watching a danger they don't believe is real. Tens of thousands who think this is entertainment. Your mouth is so dry that your tongue sticks against the roof of it. You try to swallow, but the fear clings like glue. You remind yourself that you're not helpless. You're in your home. You know every corner, every sound. You know where the hallway is, the exit, the lights, but somehow it doesn't matter. The power dynamic in this room has shifted. Whatever is behind you, whoever is behind you, has chosen this moment because you're at your most exposed, illuminated by a single monitor, unable to hide anything. You slowly slide your hand under the desk, pretending to adjust your mouse, but really searching for your phone. Your fingertips graze empty wood. Right. You left the phone on your bed earlier. A stupid mistake. The kind of mistake that feels unreal now, like a decision made in a different lifetime. Another sound breaks through the silence. This one is subtle, a shifting of fabric. Not loud, not aggressive, just close. You don't dare look, but you can picture it. Someone leaning in, their weight shifting from foot to foot, their presence settling deeper into the room with a confidence that makes your skin crawl. Chat lights up again. I saw IT move. Bro, your closet. Turn around, HES right there. And then the message that freezes you more than the tap on the chair. Inside the walls, stop pretending you can't hear me. Your breathing stutters. They know. They know exactly what you're doing, what you're thinking, the performance you're trying to maintain. The boundaries between viewer and subject crumble, replaced by something raw and predatory. And then your monitor glitches. Not a normal flicker, not a lag spike, a distortion. A shadow sweeps across your camera feed on screen, but it's not coming from your body. It's wrong, angled, too tall, too sharp. The chat erupts again. The silhouette behind you leans forward just a fraction more, enough to feel the air shift, enough to feel your fear spike like a pulse. In that tiny, awful moment, you realize something horrifying. This stalker never wanted your autograph, or a picture, or a notice me. They want your fear. Up close. Unfiltered. And tonight, they're getting exactly what they came for. The room feels heavier now, thicker, as if the air itself has gained weight from the lingering presence of those two unseen watchers. You remain frozen in your chair, muscles locked, heart hammering against your ribs. The faint glow from your monitor illuminates the corners, but even that weak light cannot chase away the feeling that something is stretching itself across the darkness behind you, and something else breathing in the closet. You want to move, to run, to escape, but your body refuses. Every instinct screams at you that motion will trigger awareness. Every micro movement is dangerous. The tapping on the chair, the subtle rustle from the closet, the faint, almost imperceptible shift in the shadows. They are synchronized now, deliberate, patient. They're watching how you respond, how you react. Chat is a cacophony of panic and disbelief, a flood of caps lock and emojis. But the chaos on the screen barely registers. You can only focus on the air behind you, the space between the closet door and the wall, the cold pressure of unseen eyes. And then, impossibly, your monitor flickers again, stretching your reflection, blending your room with static, twisting reality just slightly, enough to make your stomach lurch. A soft, deliberate whisper brushes your ear, not through your speakers, not in the chat, close, almost intimate. You can't ignore me, your spine stiffens. The words aren't human, or at least they're not normal. They carry weight, intention, a predator's patience. You don't know which presence spoke, closet, shadow, or something else entirely, but you feel it in your chest, your throat, your limbs. And then another message pops up on screen. Calm, precise, terrifyingly aware of your every heartbeat. Inside the walls. Let's see how you handle fear when it comes closer. You realize in that moment, nothing in your room is normal anymore. The air, the shadows, the quiet, they are alive. And tonight, you are exactly where they want you, trapped, aware, and completely alone with them. The whisper lingers in your ear long after the sound fades, like a cold fingerprint pressed against your skin. You sit there, spine rigid, every breath shallow and uneven. Your viewer count spikes, tens of thousands now. Faces you cannot see, voices you cannot hear, yet their presence feels distant compared to the one breathing in the darkness behind you. You keep your gaze locked on the monitor because the alternative, turning around, is unthinkable. The tiny preview window shows the slightest distortion behind your chair, a stretched shadow that shouldn't exist, long and thin, and bending in ways a human body never could. Chat explodes again. Bro, it moved again. Why is his camera warping? Call someone, call someone, call someone. But the viewer's panic feels strangely hollow. The kind of fear you have right now is something they can't understand. They're miles away, watching on phones and tablets, safe. You're the one breathing the same air as whatever is with you. Your throat tightens. You force your fingers to move, trying to reach for your mouse. Maybe to shut off the stream, maybe to kill the camera feed. Anything. But before you can click, the screen freezes. Not completely, just you. Your image freezes mid-motion, locked in a frame where your hand is barely lifted. But the background behind you, it keeps moving. The shadow tilts its head. The closet door pulses wider. You are frozen, while the darkness rearranges itself. Chat goes insane. Your stomach twists. Your breath turns ragged. You're not seeing this, you tell yourself. It's a glitch, just a glitch. But deep down, you know better. Nothing about this has been a glitch. Every part has been intentional. Every step has led you here. Then another message slides in. Inside the walls. Don't touch the mouse. Your hand jerks back on instinct, as if burned. A tremor runs through your fingers. They're watching your every motion, tracking you not with a camera, but with something else, something invasive. You hear it again. A breath, not yours. Slow, controlled, savoring. Behind you, the chair's fabric dips inward, as though someone is leaning down, placing weight onto it. Not grabbing you, not attacking, just settling closer. The closet responds with its own sound, a soft scrape, like fingernails dragging along the inside of the wooden door. The two presences mirror each other, working together, playing with you. Your entire world compresses into the space between their attention and your paralysis. And then your frozen camera feed blinks. Once. Twice. Then unfreezes, showing not you, but the faint outline of a face behind your shoulder. Not clear. Not human. Just close. Far, far too close. You gasp, but no sound comes out. The face doesn't move. It doesn't blink. It only watches. And the message that follows curls coldly down your spine. Inside the walls. Don't worry. You won't have to turn around. I'll come to you. Your lungs tighten as if the air has thickened into something almost liquid, heavy and resistant. You try to draw in breath slowly, quietly, but each inhale feels like it drags razor-cold air into your chest. That face, if you can even call it a face, still lingers at the edge of your vision on the camera feed. Not fully visible, not clear, just impossibly close, hovering behind your shoulder like a shadow that learned how to watch. You don't dare turn. You don't dare blink. Even your eyelids tremble, betraying the calm you're desperately trying to hold onto. The chat is a tidal wave of panic. Thousands of messages blur across the screen, unreadable except for the few that repeat like a chant. Behind you. Behind you, behind you. ITS, getting closer. But even the most terrified viewers can't feel what you feel. The pressure behind you. The weight of something leaning forward, approaching with calculated patience. Then your speakers crackle. Not the soft whisper from before, but a distorted static, like a microphone catching wind from inside your walls. The audio hums, sharpens, and then a voice threads through it, soft, almost amused. You're trembling. Your jaw locks. The room tilts slightly. It's not in your head. Your PC tower whirs louder, struggling, as though something is interfering with its circuitry. The lights behind the front panel flicker, dimming, then glowing brighter again, breathing, almost in sync with the thing in your room. You shift your foot a fraction of an inch, just a tiny movement, just enough to remind yourself that you can still move if you must. But the moment your shoe scrapes against the floor, the whisper returns, this time lower, closer, coiling into your ear like cold smoke. Stay still. Your muscles seize. The world narrows. The silhouettes in the room lean in. The closet door creaks again, widening a sliver more. This time, you hear a hand, flesh or otherwise, drag slowly across the inside of the door, tracing the wood with deliberate, thoughtful precision. The sound is slow, rhythmic, like someone enjoying the anticipation of revealing themselves. Your breath escapes in a shaky exhale. It's the only sound you've made in minutes. And your microphone picks it up. The chat explodes. Oh my God, HES crying. Dude, just run. Is this a bit? But then one message appears, glowing brighter than the others. A message that makes your blood turn to ice. Inside the walls. You're wondering how many there are. You don't blink. You don't move. You don't breathe. 2, the voice whispers. With you now. You feel something brush your hair. Not a full touch, just a hint of contact. enough to tilt a single strand down your forehead, enough to confirm it. You are not imagining this. You are not dealing with one intruder. There are two. One behind you. One inside the closet. And then, as if answering the terror forming in your chest, the voice adds one more line, quiet, delighted, final. But not for long. The room feels smaller now, like the walls have crept inward while you weren't looking. Every corner that once felt familiar is warped with the impression of someone or something waiting inside it. You can feel the two presences drawing closer, their attention sharpening around you like a tightening net. You keep your eyes glued to the screen because that tiny window, your frozen, trembling reflection, feels like the only anchor left in a sea of darkness that's slowly rising around you. The faint outline of the face behind you hasn't moved. At least, you think it hasn't. Shadows are slippery. They shift when you aren't looking. They breathe when you blink. The closet door responds with another soft creak. Not a full swing, just an incremental widening, a teasing gesture, as if the presence inside enjoys revealing itself in fractions. A pale hand might reveal itself next, or an eye, or something pretending to be human. Your fingers grip the edge of your desk with so much force that your knuckles ache. You need to do something, anything, but fear locks you in place. You've never been this frozen, this aware of the dark, this aware of being watched for reasons you don't understand. Then the camera feed flickers again. The shadow behind your shoulder bends. Not forward, down, as if lowering itself toward you with a slow, predatory ease. Your throat tightens and a single, involuntary whimper squeezes out. You hear it leave your body, hear the mic pick it up, hear the chat erupt into a frenzy. Some viewers accuse you of acting. Some beg you to run. Some tell you to turn around. But one message slices through the chaos with perfect clarity. Inside the walls. Don't make that sound again. Your heart slams once, hard. The pressure behind you sharpens. For a moment, the room vibrates, almost imperceptibly, like something large shifting its weight from one side to the other. Your chair leans a fraction of an inch, just enough to feel the pull, but not enough to topple. Then the closet answers. A slow, dragging inhale. Not through lungs, through space, through hunger. You stare at the screen, breath shaking. Your reflection is trembling. The shadow beside you is growing. Then something new happens, something worse. Your lights dim. Your monitor pixels distort into spiraling lines, like something is pushing through the feed from the other side. A low hum forms under the audio, a frequency that vibrates your bones. Words begin to form out of the vibration, crooked, glitching, layered. We're almost ready. Your stomach drops. Your skin prickles. You feel the shadows lean in closer, synchronized, waiting. Then, slowly, your webcam turns itself slightly, just enough to face the closet door instead of you. You didn't touch it. You couldn't have touched it. On the screen, you watch as the closet door opens another inch. And another. And another. Darkness spills out like smoke. Something reaches through it. And the message arrives, like a final blow. Inside the walls. Don't worry, you'll get to see us soon. Your body feels suspended between terror and disbelief. Every instinct screams to run, but your legs refuse to move. Your fingers grip the desk so tightly your nails dig into the wood. The shadow behind your shoulder leans in, closer than before, and you feel the tiniest brush of air against your neck, like a ghost's exhale. The closet door has opened wide enough now that a dense darkness spills into your room. It's not just shadows anymore, it's substance. You can feel it crawling along the edges of your vision, folding into the corners, pressing against your chair. And then you hear it, a slow, deliberate shuffle, as if something is stepping out into your space, testing the floor, testing your reaction. Chat explodes into a frenzy, but the words are meaningless now. They can't understand. They're safe. They can't see the cold brush of awareness that presses against you from two directions. You are alone in a room filled with watchers, both unseen and unwilling to reveal themselves fully. Yet. Another whisper curls through the speakers, soft, distorted, almost playful. Now you'll see. Your stomach drops. Your pulse feels like it has stopped, replaced by a deep, icy vibration that travels up your spine and into your skull. Every fiber of your being screams that whatever is moving toward you is patient, deliberate, and entirely in control. The shadow behind you leans further, and the dark from the closet edges closer, stretching like a living thing, consuming the light around it. You realize with a shiver that the terror has shifted from anticipation to inevitability. You aren't being observed anymore. You are contained, measured, and entirely at their mercy. And finally, the last message pops up on your screen. Inside the walls. Section 3 complete. Time to close the distance. The room tilts. The shadows lean. The darkness flows. Your heartbeat thunders. And you realize the stalker isn't just online. They are in the room. They have been in the room. And now there is nowhere left to hide. The darkness settles now, not as a threat anymore, but as a soft blanket wrapping itself gently around the edges of your awareness. The sharpness of the moment fades, melting into something quiet, something slow, something that no longer presses against your chest. You breathe in, deeper this time, letting the air warm your lungs instead of trembling inside them. The shadows that crowded you begin to loosen their grip, stretching out, softening, drifting back into the harmless corners where ordinary night belongs. The tension in your hands eases. Your fingers unclench from the desk. Your shoulders lower. Your heartbeat steadies into a softer rhythm, like gentle footsteps on distant ground. The room that once pulsed with fear becomes familiar again, still dim, still quiet, but softened around the edges, as though the night itself has decided to calm with you. The monitor glow feels warmer now, no longer harsh, no longer demanding your attention. It sinks into the walls like fading candlelight. Your breath slows again. In and out. Longer each time. Even the air feels different. You can almost imagine it brushing your skin like cool silk, whispering reassurance instead of warnings. Whatever watched you slips away into the deeper layers of the dark, leaving peace in its place, leaving space for rest to settle over your mind like a gentle tide. You sink a little deeper into your chair or your bed or wherever you're listening from now. You feel the weight of your body, the softness beneath you, and the warmth blooming in your chest as the unease dissolves into quiet calm. Let the last traces of fear drift out of you. Let your eyes grow heavy. Let your thoughts slow to a quiet hush. You are safe now. You are still. You are drifting. And sleep is already on its way to you.